There we go.
Christ. So fucking impatient. Anyway.
Well, if you wouldn't take so long.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I the one that everyone had to wait on to get off work?
I mean, I was drunk and passed out, so I wouldn't even be available.
Oh, that's what took you a while to get on. Okay.
How did you not pick up on that?
I mean,
He straight up said he was hungover. He said he went to sleep at 12 today.
I thought he slept until 12 today.
No, I slept from 12 to like 9.
He said he didn't go to sleep until 12.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday ended at about 3.
Man, you sound like a Dropkick Murphys song. Like, seriously.
Which one of us?
Zane. The, like, going to sleep at noon, sleeping until 9, and all that. Just.
Well, they are an Irish band.
Dropkick Murphys are awesome. I love their music.
Anyway. Where am I thinking flogging Molly's?
Why are you flogging a drink?
No, Molly's Oxys.
Oh.
Do I have my drugs mixed up?
I thought Molly like Mazel Tov, so that's not even. You don't even drink that, so. Whoops.
No, like Pop and Molly. Celtic. Oh, they're from Massachusetts. Okay, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Why did I confuse them with Flogging Molly? God damn
They have very similar styles of music.
If you squint. Anyway. We're on page 242 of Midnight Sun.
Yay, more of this.
264.
Oh.
264.
We might be done tonight. Who am I kidding? We're probably not going to be.
Not if you keep this up. I rolled my eyes at her. Of all the things about me that could frighten you, you worry about my driving. Truly, her brain worked backwards. I shook my head, disgusted.
Oh, easy for you to say, Edward. You'll be fine if you got into a car crash. Her, not so much.
Yeah, human bodies don't tend to do good wrapped around trees. In my experience.
Edward, Alice called urgently.
I was about to say, I guess that's why the tree hugger thing isn't really working out for anyone.
Well, that and population's already too far gone in order for it to actually do anything at this point.
That depends. It's just we have to change everyone's style of living from American to like cramped into cramped Chinese cities and use the rest of the land for farming.
That would just fuck it up even more.
Nah, just piss everyone off, probably. I just meant like living spaces wise, like shove everyone close together. Use the rest of the land for trees and bullshit.
I mean, what would also probably help is if people actually would use protection for once in their goddamn lives.
Mm-hmm. I can't argue with that. My family doesn't do it for some reason.
Condom isn't strangling your fucking dick, Jeremy. Anyway. Zane's line.
Oh, right. I'm reading something. Suddenly I was staring into a bright circle of sunlight, caught up in one of Alice's visions. It blinded me on the road. I crashed.
which was really impressive considering the fact that he's in the cafeteria. It was a place I knew well, the place I'd just considered taking Bella, a little meadow where no one ever went besides myself. A quiet, pretty place where I could count on being alone. Far enough from any trail or human habitation that even my mind could have peace and quiet.
That actually sounds awesome, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it would just be ruined because he's here.
Yeah, I would go when he's not there, but like just finding a place like that's always fun.
Just hiding out in the woods waiting for Edward to leave.
Yeah.
Fuck off!
Alice recognized it too because she had seen me there not so long ago in another vision. One of those flickering, indistinct visions that Alice had shown me in the morning. I'd saved Bella from the van.
Imagine having a vision and it's just there's someone jacking off.
Do you think about this often?
What? Oh, them? I don't know.
People jacking off?
No, I'm just wondering if like they have a vision and it's just like of something. Like, does she control her visions or is it random? Like, does she see everything in a line so she knows everything about it? Like, I'm just wondering if
The
like she's trying to.
canon never makes it clear how her powers work.
God
Just
damn it. Never mind then. That's
just that they
I thought
kind of
this universe
sometimes
was.
don't work when Bella's involved. Sometimes.
I'm too hungover for this. I'm sorry. It's just I want to say something, but then I just lose it, and it's just like. I was gonna say it's like I wish this universe was more well thought out, but I guess Stephenie Meyer just doesn't give a shit about that.
I mean, we're talking about someone who straight up said when you're writing fantasy, you don't have to do research.
I mean, that depends on what kind of universe you're making, but I don't want to get into this argument again because that's a really convoluted and complicated argument. But at the end of the day, you do want some research.
Yeah.
Unless you're, starting from scratch and creating your own universe with your own roles, right?
Well, even then, you still expect stuff like the basic laws of physics to exist.
Unless you're intentionally making it not work like that.
Yeah, but
that would have to be an intentional thing, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be an intentional thing. Like the entire thing takes place in Wonderland or the Dreamlands or some shit.
Or my own little place called Gobbly Gooply Land where everything's hunky dory.
Are you gonna read your line?
Oh yeah. And then I saw it.
No.
Shit. And it's the same place?
No.
Fuck.
No, it's a couple above that.
It's directly above that.
In that flickering vision, I hadn't been alone, and that was clear. Beller was with me there. So I was brave enough. She stared at me, rainbows dancing across her face, her eyes fathomless as she pointed a gun at me.
She finally came out of the closet.
And then my sister shows up and takes her hand.
I mean, that's what it's like, right? Just blinding everyone with the rainbows bouncing off of you.
Blinded by the
Yeah, this is a dumb joke. It's the same place, Alice thought, her mind full of a horror that did not match the vision. Just horrified screaming. Rainbows.
rainbows.
Digit, perhaps? But horror. What did she mean, the same place?
And then I saw it.
Edward, you fucking idiot.
Edward, Alice protested shrilly. I love her, Edward. Wait, what? Alice does love Bella?
I'm pretty sure it's meant to be platonically, but... God Stephenie, you're making the joke way too easy. How many people do you know that don't realize they're in the closet? No one just screams, I love her platonically. Just some advice from a professional in this field.
Normally I'd give some wonderful insight, but I just hit a wall about 5 minutes ago, and now I'm just like, oh shit, I'm really tired.
Wall? I woke up and I just don't know what the fuck's going on, so I'm on the opposite spectrum.
That might be the hangover.
Yeah, it probably is. I woke up feeling horrible. I did not want to wake up. I wanted to roll over and go back to sleep.
Are you feeling a little better now, at least? You sound better.
Yeah, I mean, I just finished eating some shit and I drank some water, so
Hey, that's good. That's always good.
I'm ready to drink again.
I feel it now, Mr. Krabs.
Yes.
Did you say your line, Tom?
I said I shut her out viciously, I thought.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it.
Then you must not have been listening, or I actually didn't say it.
You probably didn't.
Or you weren't listening. That's also a possibility.
Zane?
What?
Your line, apparently.
She didn't love Bella the way I did. Fuck off,
Right.
Edward. Her vision was impossible. Wrong. She was blinded somehow, seeing impossibilities.
Shut the fuck up, Edward. Again, no one screams "I love you" platonically. Saying it, yes. Screaming it, no. Not even half a second had passed. Bella was looking curiously at my face.
Woo.
My
What was his
eyes were
face?
blue with white text scrolling on them.
I needed to be rebooted.
Waiting for me to approve her request. She had seen the flash of dread. Had she seen the flash of dread, or had been too quick for her? Waving hand in front of his eyes. You there?
Excuse me. I focused on on our unfinished conversation, pushing Alice and her flawed, lying visions far from my thoughts. They didn't deserve my attention.
Edward, do you... Dear God.
Edward,
At least with Harry Potter's judgmental of everyone around him in the books, he has some good qualities that kind of make up for it.
Edward, I don't know if that's how visions work. If it's something that she sees, it's a possible future. Visions don't lie; they just show possible truths. It's fucking.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure what I saw when I dropped that acid was lying.
That's not a vision. That's something else.
It's a
I
kind
don't
of
know. If
vision.
she can predict how stocks are going to work, then I'm pretty sure her visions are pretty close to reality.
That's also because from what we see, it's hinted that her visions seem to work on multiverse theory, and that if someone acts on her visions, then it changes what you see. I mean, what she sees. So, what she sees is a possibility of what could happen, and now that you know what could happen, you can act in a way that changes it.
Ah, yes, by killing killing somebody who works for the company that she's putting stocks in. She's just crazy enough to
The
work.
Cullens have put a lot of money in this company. Kill the CEO.
Yeah, you can't kill the vampires. Make the Cullens go broke. Make them live like middle-class citizens for a while. See how they like that.
The amount of money that they'd have to lose to reach that point.
I know. It'd be fun to plan.
Just
And considering how much clothes they buy, it would probably take a couple months at most.
Here's the thing, though. Let's say that they predict this is going to happen, so they take all their money out, right?
Uh-huh.
That might be suspicious for, the government to look into, like leave a tip for the government, like...
The IRS comes after the Cullens.
The Cullens' premium Snapchat accounts have been reported to the IRS.
What?
Do you not remember that whole thing that was going on a while back, in which a bunch of lonely basement-dwelling virgins started just reporting like people with premium Snapchats to the IRS?
Is premium Snapchat a thing?
Yeah, a whole bunch of people that were doing like nude modeling and stuff through that were like selling the actual nude stuff, like the not safe for work stuff, using premium Snapchat.
Yeah, you pretty much paid to be able to follow their Snapchat, and in return, they, send you nudes.
In return, they send you porn.
Yeah, of themselves normally.
Yeah, which, again, that's not really any sort of shady thing at all. It's literally just the typical way that, like, people used to get porn, like, with magazines and stuff, only through the internet. It's just, like, paying for porn. That's not...
I mean, they're all
paid for
models,
porn?
too,
That's
so
blasphemous.
Oh yeah, they're also all models. That's also the whole thing.
You pay for these people knowing that they're not underage, so there's nothing, scuffed, right?
Yeah, there's nothing inherently wrong with what they're doing. It's just a whole bunch of people online who were like, "Oh, women shouldn't be showing off their bodies," just being like, started reporting to them to the IRS.
That's why you look at 2D girls. They're not real, so they have no rights.
That's terrible, but he's not wrong.
It's just a picture. It has no emotion or feeling. It was made for this. It's serving its purpose.
I get what you're saying is technically true, but that
I know, it just
boy,
sounds really wrong, right?
That just sounds horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, this is the kind of thing of like whenever like sex bots become more of a common thing, the moment people start putting intelligent AI in them,
That's when they're gonna start. Yeah.
it's going to open a lot of ethical questions.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting on your line.
Late night chats with what are we reading, folks?
We talk mostly about porn.
What is this?
And
show
not
come
even-
to?
Like, not even actual porn, just the societal and ethical implications of.
Yep, because that's the most interesting part
No,
about porn.
if
the
you say that
societal
we're just
concepts.
discussing the societal and ethical or whatever you said.
Pronunciations?
Pronunciations, yeah, that thing. That makes it sound like we're
Porn.
actually doing something worthwhile here rather than just reading shitty fan fiction, and we'll give everyone the wrong idea.
Waiting on your line, Zane.
I focused.
No.
I wasn't.
Yes.
I wasn't able to keep up the playful tone of our banter, though.
Won't you want to tell your father that you've been spending the day with me? I asked, darkness seeping into my voice. Oh, dear God, she's infecting the story. Ebony, darkness, dementia, raven way.
Yeah,
Don't you want to tell
got it.
Daddy you spent all day with me?
I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty. It's a good thing I'm not Catholic. Pretty sure that alone would require an extra visit to the confessional. Just open it. I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty. Walk out, walk back in, and we'll start this again.
What if it gets to the point where you'd have to flog yourself in order to purge yourself of your sins, though?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Your line.
My line, did you read yours?
Yes.
Oh, maybe
I
you
mentioned
didn't.
the darkness.
Yeah, but like maybe you didn't. I shoved at the visions again, trying to put their way to keep them from flickering through my head. I was delaying, trying to find my line.
Oh, you mean the one that was at the top of a page?
Yep. I thought it was like in the middle of the page. I'm like, wait.
How tired are you?
Dude, I've just worked 7 days straight, 7 to 4 from Monday through Friday, and I worked 11 to 8 today, and I had about, I want to say, 6 hours of sleep last night. So I'm pretty fucking tired, man.
And now it's Zane's line.
I give up.
You
I
can't quit. You can't quit, man. Come on.
What the fuck do you mean I can't quit?
You're stuck here with us. We have to bear the weight together.
Is that a fucking challenge?
Well, I mean, if you want to quit, that's perfectly fine. You'll just be admitting you're too weak to continue on with this stuff.
You know, like when Howard Philip Lovecraft quit math.
What?
He was
What?
too weak for math.
What are you guys talking?
Don't know how that's here or there, Llytic, but okay.
I'm just saying that you're too weak for this is like saying that you're too weak for math.
I'm trying to use reverse psychology on Zane to try to get him to read. I don't think it's working.
I am shaming you.
I really wish. Ow. Everything hurts.
I apologize.
Just give me a second, okay? Oh, fuck. No. No.
You okay there, bud?
No.
Doesn't sound like he's okay there.
Everything hurts and it sucks.
Yeah,
And
that's what
I was trying to
hangovers
do
like.
this. Just trying to take this picture.
What?
Why?
Your server button, dude. It's right there. I could easily do it.
Are you really going to mute me? Or mute yourself?
No, I wasn't gonna mute anyone. That's the leave server button.
Oh, that button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like straight up completely leave the server?
Yeah.
Uninvite
Fuck
yourself.
this shit, I'm out.
Pretty much.
But we need you for tomorrow.
Well,
I
what's
need
tomorrow?
you. Tomorrow's the day that Tom isn't available.
Oh shit! God damn it, Tom.
I'm sorry.
We need you. Tom
focus-
needs you. A
I
lot.
can't come back, Gary. I focused. Is that my? No, I was
No.
just reading that
It's the second one on the next page.
with Carlisle, right?
Charlie.
Charlie.
It's
Yep.
actual Charlie. With Charlie, less. With Charlie, less is always more.
That's a weird thing to say about your father.
Phyllis said certain of this fact. Where are we going anyway?
Alice was wrong. Dead wrong. There was no chance of that. And it was just an old vision. Invalid now. Things had changed.
The weather will be nice, I told her slowly, fighting the panic and indecision. Alice was wrong. I would continue as if I hadn't heard or seen anything. Okay then, Edward. You're the one putting Bella in danger at this point in time, so like this one's on you, man. So
Well,
I'll be
frankly,
staying
the danger you're putting her in has nothing to do with the fact that you're a vampire. Just stating that right now. It's because you're a toxic person.
Yeah, that too. So I'll be staying out of the public eye, and you can stay with me if you'd like to.
No. Bella caught the significance at once. Her eyes were bright and eager. And you'll show me what you mean about the sun? Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do.
I was thinking they crowned the sun from Serge Tankin's.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh yeah. Here comes the sun, little darling. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe, like so many times before, her reaction will be the opposite of what I expected. I smiled at that possibility. Again, no one's going to recoil in horror about the fact that you sparkle unless they are severely just anti-rave.
Oh
So-
God, he sparkles. God save us all.
Like, no, Like, the only person I could think that would have this reaction would be Tom, and that would be if we dropped him in the middle of a circuit party.
I'm okay. Okay, cool.
I mean, it's a week-long gay rave. I'm pretty sure that might give you shell shock.
It wouldn't give me shell shock. I would just hate it.
I can't even take like an hour-long rave.
I never said we'd be leaving there, Tom, for the entire thing. I mean, we
No.
will. But I didn't say that initially. But, like, no one's going to be terrified of someone because of the fact that they sparkle.
Yeah, it would be more like, huh, neat, or like, oh, okay.
You could be terrified of someone who does sparkle, but the reason you're going to be terrified is not the sparkling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know a couple of old timers that'd be like, what the hell kinda, you know, FAG are you for, you know,
Have you
sparkling like
caught
that?
the gay?
Yeah, pretty much like, the heck kind of gay are you if you're sparkling like that? Man, don't sparkle, boy.
Oh god, I inhaled my hair. Anyway. I smiled at that yes, but she hadn't said yet. She hadn't said yes. If you don't want to be alone with me, I'd still rather you didn't go to Seattle by yourself. I shudder to think of the trouble you'll find in a city that size.
It's just a city. Calm down.
Half an hour in, and she's already addicted to drugs.
Is Seattle a bad city?
I don't think it's actually super bad.
I mean, it depends on what area you're in, and
Well, that's
usually
true for
most of the
everywhere.
yeah, like, and a lot of the times, like most of the high crime areas are also the areas that aren't getting the funding they need in order to actually be improved upon.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how that works.
I remember when I went up to New York on a mission trip, you could go to one part of town and it was destroyed to shit still with barely any work on it, but you go down the street, everything's fine.
Hell,
It's
you go like 2 miles away from my apartment where I live right now. You go to bad part. back here, and it's like it's not bad at all. There are no bars on windows. It's just here. It's weird.
One moment you're in the space with all the fancy houses, and the next moment you're in the place where they film all of the Power Rangers fight scenes.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Let's see. Her lips pressed together. She was offended.
Yeah.
Zane?
Phoenix?
Yes.
Is 3 times bigger than Seattle just in population and physical size.
But apparently your number wasn't up in Phoenix. Or maybe she's like Zane and just doesn't go outside much.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to get assaulted if you don't go outside.
Yeah. I just pictured that one case of assault where somebody's like inside their house and they flip someone off and the dude breaks inside to beat them up.
And that's breaking and entering as well as assault. So,
as we all know, the only reason why Zane hasn't been the victim of a violent crime is because of the fact that he doesn't go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone did break into your house, you have the legal right to shoot them. So it's all good.
My apartments don't allow guns, so no, I don't know.
Stab.
I don't know if my apartment allows guns or not. It doesn't stop me from having a shotgun, though.
I don't think you should admit that online.
Dude, I go hunting every now and then. It's not a big deal.
Yes, but it's not the fact that you admitted to having a gun. It's the fact that you admitted to having a gun in a place where you're potentially not supposed to have guns.
Yeah, so like
as in potential admission of a crime.
Yeah, so like the police are gonna totally listen into this.
All I'm saying is that this can now be used as evidence in court.
Probably. I need to go back and read the firearms policy because there is one of those. So
that's why I hide my guns in school.
Jesus Christ! Well, it got fucking dark.
What? I'm not using them.
So, like, the toilets or the lockers? Which one?
Oh my
Lockers, of course. I'm not going to stick a handgun in a toilet. What kind of dirty fucker do you think I am?
I'm just hoping you weren't going around in a trench coat. Anyway.
What? I don't have the guns on me. That'd be worse. I just carry around a really strangely large suitcase.
I have a bass case that may or may not have a bass guitar in it.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, it does have a bass guitar in it. I play in the praise band.
If we're done making jokes about someone shooting up a school.
I wasn't making that joke.
That was what you were... That's the territory that joke was in.
You inferred, buddy.
That
was you.
Yeah, man.
That was very clearly the joke that territory was in.
The joke was that I was talking about one area that you're not allowed to have guns in, and putting guns in another area you're not allowed to have guns in. That was my joke.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, going to finish my line now.
Okay, you do that.
I said cutting off her justifications. Typical. So I'd rather you just stayed with me.
She could stay forever and it would not be long. Fuck you.
You get tired of people eventually, Edward.
I'm just flashing back to this one study in which was the whole thing of like which the two sexes tends to do more talking. And so it was like just this large room. It was like 10 guys, 10 girls. And the thing that they found is that the men had a habit of dominating the conversation as well as just interrupting the women.
I have a counter argument for this. From studies I've also learned from my psychology classes, women tend to bond more through conversation while men bond more through action.
Yes, but that's still different than just cutting off, dominating conversations in groups.
Yeah.
Again, there's a reason why mansplaining became a term. And believe me when I say it does hold true.
Oh my gosh. I'm too drunk to remember everything.
Your line starts with
totally... No, not that. I was totally about to make a joke when I first joined in, but I was just too hungover to make it. Speaking of girls, I actually talked to one today. That was going to be my
Oh,
joke.
nice.
She was afraid I was taking pictures of her car, so not nice.
Oh, okay, cool. Wait, was
Were
this something
you?
that actually happened?
So here's what happened.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, I've been in the mood to get some alcohol, because I haven't had any, because I live in an apartment by myself, and I don't drink that often, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I went out to, the Eskimo, whatever the fuck it was called, because they called it a drive-through bar.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was expecting was some kind of fancy place, like an actual bar in like downtown.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's some sus-ass, broke-ass building in the middle of bumfuck nowhere next to a Dollar General.
Oh
Sounds
yeah,
about
that is
right.
the one near me.
Yeah, it is. That's the thing. So
Sounds about
I
right.
get outside and I'm just like, dude, you would not believe how bumfuck ugly this place is.
I mean, it's
So-
basically just a convenience store.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
God.
convenience store. It's not a drive-through
It's a-
bar.
Yeah. Why did
I'm
you
like-
think it was a bar?
Because it said drive-through bar in the description on Google Maps.
Well, the moment it says drive-through, I don't think that it's going to be a fancy place.
I didn't think it would be an ugly, broke building with one of its doors gone.
Wait, okay, that's a new
There's
thing.
like a wooden place where one of the doors are supposed to be, like just a wooden board, like something
got
happened to it. So I get out, I take a picture looking at the building just to show my friend, like you would not believe how stupid this place looks. And then I take a second picture on Snapchat just to show all my other friends who are busy right now.
Yeah.
I take my picture, put my phone up, and I start walking into the building, and some girl walks out of the building, immediately stops me and goes, "Hi," looking really nervous at me. And behind her is like a bigger, kind of tougher looking dude that she brought from out inside the store buying something with her. Because it was a girl behind the counter.
Yeah.
So she's just like, "Hi, I saw you taking pictures of my car." And I freeze up like, what? What is this girl talking about?
Mhm.
And then I'm just like, "Oh, no, I'm taking a picture of the building because the building looks stupid." And then I'm just like, "Yeah, because, it's just the middle of bumfuck nowhere. There's a Dollar General off to the side. This building just looked interesting and funny to me." And I see all the worry and stress from this girl's face slowly recede away as I'm explaining it. And she's just like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. But this girl was legitimately terrified some stranger was taking a picture of her car for some reason.
I'd be worried too, yeah. Because you do that, you basically got their license plate. You can use that to track them.
I guess so. I didn't have to prove anything else to her after that, but she just thought I was taking a picture of her car. Well, no, I was taking a picture of her ugly ass building she works in.
All right.
But yeah, I was too hungover to start with that story, so whatever.
Okay, as far as I know, I am allowed to have firearms here. I'm just not allowed to discharge it in my living room or whatever, and display it
That's generally a good rule of thumb.
and display it in an aggressive manner or do crimes with it. It's a basic stuff. So I'm allowed to keep one.
Do illegal things with my gun.
I'm not allowed to be stupid with my gun, but that's
Yeah,
just
pretty much. I mean, this.
I don't know. There's plenty of illegal. I mean, there's plenty of stupid things people do with guns that aren't technically illegal.
yeah, like bringing it into a fucking Walmart out open and revealed.
Well, open carry is legal, but yeah, that's stupid. That is stupid.
Typically, open carry in general. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, this dude in my fucking Kroger worked at back in, my old town just fucking was casually holding around his 50 cal revolver on his side.
Because
Yeah,
part of it is also the whole thing of when you buy something new, you want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to test it out.
Here's the thing, though. I told one of my managers, hey, there's a dude with a gun in here. He's not using it, but
Mm-hmm.
is this allowed? And they're like, no, we have a sign out front that says no guns.
So, who wants to tell the guy with the gun that he's not allowed to have the gun?
And I was just like, oh, well, he already paid for everything. He's leaving, but she's just
Yeah.
next time, no, that's not allowed.
And no, look, I'm all for Second Amendment rights and keeping your firearms and stuff like that. But if you're carrying it out in the open, you're a dumb fuck and you're looking for trouble. Don't do that. And if a concealed carry is fine because no one knows that you have it, but just don't be like fucking. I'm Big Tex. I'm gonna shoot you down.
Yeah, he looked like a big
Idiots.
Tex kind of guy. Got full cowboy attire. He was.
He
was one of
wasn't
those
small
guys.
Tex. He was big Tex.
He was a tall man, so he
Very
looked like he had
large
hands big
man.
enough to hold that 50
He
cal.
was
That's
Big
the thing.
Texungus.
Big Texungus.
Anyway,
God, I'm really tired.
believe it's Zane's line. Starts with I shouldn't.
I shouldn't think that way. We didn't have forever. The passing seconds counted more than they ever had before. Each second changed her while I remained untouched.
Oh god, time is molesting people.
Not again.
God damn it, time. As it happens, I don't mind being alone with you, she said. Because she's a terrible judge of character, it has nothing to do with the fact that you're a vampire. Shut up, Edward!
No, because her instincts were bad.
Shut up, Edward! Your instincts are fucking backwards.
Zane,
Big
you're-
Tex. And I am Big Tex. I know, I sighed. You shouldn't tell Charlie, though. Or he'll sick his angels on you.
Why do I find that funny?
We're considering one of the things in Supernatural, right? Anyway, why in the world would I do that? She asked, sounding horrified. Yeah, like, I get that you're, like, 100 years old, but
So,
just my experience, teenagers don't tend to be too keen on sharing the details of their relationships with their parents.
well, it depends on if they have a good relationship with their parents or not.
Well, also, there's the fact that most people just need privacy of some kind.
Mm-hmm. But, let's see. Yeah, so just thinking about the whole Charlie's Angels, I started thinking about Monster of the Week because you mentioned Supernatural, and I thought, like, okay, so what would that be? It would be considered Kit's Angels because Kit's the only girl there, and the roles are kind of reversed, and Zeffie is an actual angel, so, like, yeah.
Well, no, Charlie was a guy.
I know, and he had, like, the girls who were his angels or whatever. It's like the roles were switched. That's what I'm
Gender
saying.
swapped, got ya.
Yeah. I glared at her. The visions I couldn't manage to repress swirling sickeningly through my head.
The only thing sickening about this is how highly you think of yourself.
To give me some small incentive to bring you back. He hissed. She should give me that much, one witness to compel me to be cautious. That's why I'm asking her to flash me a boob.
I'm just gonna say it right now.
Shit.
Typically, if a person
Kid,
thinks this
fuck.
way, this is the reason why they shouldn't be around people. It's like saying that you never want to be alone in a room with a woman because you might give in to sex. That's the kind of that's the kind of thought process that you typically see from someone who becomes like a serial rapist.
Mm-hmm.
Again, your issue is not the fact that you're a vampire. Your issue is the fact that you are an asshole.
This is more than just assholery going on if he's worried about that.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Basically, he doesn't seem to realize that the problem is, like, I'm pretty sure that this kind of behavior, the way it's shown, would probably be in some way evident in him before he became a vampire. I highly doubt that it would just completely warp your personality. Or it shouldn't, anyway. As we see with Bella, it apparently does.
Really?
Being as she just completely starts acting differently. Yes.
How so?
A lot to get into.
Doesn't she
Really
actually like start doing things for once, or
Kind of.
So what you're telling me, these aren't vampires, but beings that take over bodies, essentially.
No, because that would require a new being to be inserted into the body.
But if you change the person, is it really still you?
Technically speaking, yeah. It's more just the fact that apparently vampirism has psychoactive qualities in this. Anyway. Who said... Okay, oh, shit. What line was just said?
It was the first line in 244, and that was Zane's line. So,
Okay, why had Alice force this knowledge on me now?
Bella swallowed loudly and stared at me for a long moment.
Gulp.
What did she see?
A bitch. No, wait, that's me.
Are we on again?
244.
244, I think that's your line.
Yes.
Yeah, my thing fucked up real quick. I have to find a line again.
Oh, got ya.
I think I'll take my chances, she said.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Did she get some thrill out of risking her life? Some shot of adrenaline she craved? Mostly, yes. That tends to be the case with a lot of people. It's why parachuting is skydiving is a thing.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
So what? You're saying you don't want to be thrown out of an airplane with only a sheet of canvas to keep you from dying?
Dude, when I'm on an airplane, my hands grip the handrests for like just about the entire way there. So yeah, I don't want to be thrown out of one. Yeah, I hate flying. I hate heights. Heights that I can't control.
I have a lack of trust in anything that requires me to go above or away from land, including the water. So, you know.
I mean, statistically speaking, it's safer than driving.
I know it's safer than driving, but I feel safer when I'm driving because I'm in control. I might have issues with that one, but whatever. I just don't.
I'm in control, even though I really shouldn't be.
Barring statistics, I'd rather die on the ground than die by drowning or die by being flung out of a flying object at high speeds towards the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically speaking, depending on how the car crashes, that'll still happen.
Yeah, but you know what?
At least you don't fall thousands of feet.
No, you just get flung out of the window of your car in traffic.
Or, only break my back, that kind of thing.
Well, actually, weirdly enough, once you... because there are people who have survived falls from terminal velocity.
Yeah, I remember watching those weird videos in class
There was
about this girl that got hit on the head, so she fainted in a tornado and survived that.
I thought it was a guy who did that, or it might have been.
There's multiple cases of stuff like that happening, or like tornadoes picking up a crib with a baby in it and putting it down, or managing to lift an entire carton of eggs and displace it like miles away without cracking any of it. Shit like that.
There's lots of examples, but I still don't trust any vehicle that takes me more than 10 feet off the ground.
Okay, then.
I just don't like heights is the main thing. Like, I've never liked them.
Me neither.
I like hiking in the mountains and stuff, but like I will stay like close to the center of the path, like a little ways off from the ledge.
My only real issue with heights is that little voice in my head.
That sounds...
There's a term for it. It's French, and it means call of the void.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the term, though. Okay.
It's really fucking annoying.
Similar
thing happens anytime I see a knife.
What?
Same.
Not to use it against other people, though.
Mm-hmm.
I scowled at Alice, who met my glare.
Beside her, Rosalie was glowering furiously, but I couldn't have cared less. Let her destroy the car. It was just a toy.
Dude,
fucking
fuck
rich people.
You. We're the aristocrats.
To use a line from Oron High School Host Club, goddamn rich people. But this time it's not a term of endearment.
Oh shit, is it my line?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
What's my line?
Let's
get down to business.
Not quite.
To defeat the Huns.
Something about
they
daughters.
send me daughters when I ask for sons.
Let's talk about something else, Bella suggested suddenly. Like the Call of the Void. You see that cliff down there? Do you think you could survive that? Do you think you could survive that jump, Edward? Do you think you could do 3 flips before you hit the ground, Edward?
Being as apparently Vampire Bella survived jumping off a mountain without any
What?
injury. Yes.
Did she do a superhero landing?
Basically, it was just see her fling herself off the side of the mountain. It's a sheer surface too, hundreds of feet into the forest below.
Why?
Because she started climbing out the mountain in the first place because she ended up like just smelling the blood off of a rock climber that like scraped his knee.
Did he fall down the mountain so she jumped out after him or something?
No, it was like, I smell human blood, starts climbing the mountain. All of a sudden, just like, wait, I shouldn't do this. OMG. Bella, you have super self-control. Most vampires would just eat the guy.
And then she flings herself off the mountain?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
It was a quick way to get back down. It was like, oh, well, we should probably head back home.
I'm just picturing something really dumb now.
The entire scene was really dumb.
No. Let's just say you're stuck in the mountains or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, well, shit, there's no way anyone's going to find me up here. Unless...
And then you just have Christian Stewart, like, spider climbing up a rock wall after you.
No, you just, like, you make, like, a small cut on your hand, smear some blood on the ground, and then you just wait for all the vampires in the area to come to you.
Just be like, hey, could I get a ride down the mountain?
I'll let you drink some of my blood if you take me down safely.
Well, the whole thing is that, like, if they drink any of your blood but don't kill you due to the fact that their saliva is also a thing that can turn you.
Really? So they can't even lick your knee on the scrape without turning you?
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just imagining just Christian Stewart, like, on all fours climbing up a sheer surface after you.
Blood!
Like with her head turned around like 360 degrees.
Well, no, I'm not imagining like that. Just like splayed out spider crawling up the mountain after you.
And then just making
down and seeing that.
Just incoherent screaming as she's coming after you.
From
blood!
You.
I need your blood!
The incoherent screaming is from you because this is a very weird, terrifying situation.
What if several Christian Stewarts came out too?
And
several
then
what?
Kristen Stewart.
Christian Stewarts. Oh God!
You see
our
the
only
first one
hope.
Come out?
Our only hope is the real cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh dear God! They've eaten him.
Oh gosh!
Now
they
they're
didn't
eating
eat him. They just took his blood.
Now they're eating each other. His blood infected them. Now they're cannibal. Oh no. I'm very tired.
Yeah, that would probably explain the joke.
Yeah, when I was doing Monster of the Week, my party was taking a while, so by the time they found the second body, the only thing left was the toes. And they were like being kept in the fridge. So like they snuck it to the back of this dude's
long.
Yeah, they stuck it to the back of this dude's house, or like no, his like shop he was running, and they just opened the fridge and there was just toes in it.
Okay, let's see. Food eaten per day. Average weight of food eaten per day. 3 to 4 pounds per day is the average.
I never said the dude was skinny.
I'm trying to figure out like how much of this man ate per day. How long it would have taken them for that to happen.
I mean, maybe they left some at home to snack on.
Weight of skeleton.
Well, no. Wait, what?
Well, we need to know how much the skeleton weighs because the skeleton will not be eaten.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's about 15% of your body weight. That's not helpful.
So say he's just average weight, so like 130 pound or 140 pound man, something like that.
140-pound man. So if we did the math for this, why?
I'm watching this.
Okay, let's wait until after this. What
Good
fucking
later.
line are we even on?
Let's see.
Let her destroy the car. Let's talk
It's
something else.
Okay, Zane just read. Let's talk about something else.
Okay. I looked back at her, wondering how she could be so oblivious to what really mattered. Me getting my dick wet. Why wouldn't she see me for the monster I was?
Shut up, Edward.
Because she's a naive child.
Because she's a nice person.
And the... Not really. She's a teenager. But yes, because she's naive, and the monstrous qualities about you are personality-driven.
What do you want to talk about?
Not you.
Her eyes darted to the left and then the right as if checking to make sure there were no eavesdroppers. Show me your dick, Edward.
We're in the middle of the cafeteria.
I like to live dangerously.
Jesus Christ.
She must be planning to introduce another myth-related topic. Her eyes froze for a second, her body stiffened. And then she looked back at me. Are you one of those fucking weebs?
So what about Jiangxi? Chinese hopping vampire? Yes. See, for one, those don't actually drink blood. They suck out your ki.
Key? I have key?
All things have ki.
I thought that was
It's
what
learning
chi
to
was.
use it that's difficult.
Yes. Why did you go to that Goat Rocks place to eat last weekend? To hunt? Charlie said it wasn't a good place to hike because of bears.
So oblivious. I stared at her, raising one eyebrow.
I eat the bears! Bears? She gasped.
I'm guessing it was him that said bears, and that she gasped.
Yeah.
Bears, she gasped. She was asking the question.
No, I don't think it was that. She asked the whole thing because of the bears. I don't think she would have said, Charlie said it wasn't a good place to hike because of bears.
And then he
says
looked
nothing, and then she goes, bears?
Yeah.
I think it's that he said, bear,
No, it's
then she gasped.
No, it's not. He raised an eyebrow, kind of implying, oh, it's
No,
it's a
I'm
bears
pretty
thing.
sure that if we look at this, because if we have it to where she said bears, it's really fucking stupid.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
she's
it's
just
really
lacking
fucking
the bear
stupid.
It's a really
necessities.
fucking stupid way to write the scene if she's the one that said bears.
She's the one
If he
saying it,
said-
man.
No, it's not saying that. It's saying
Yes,
bears,
it is.
and then she gasps.
Yeah, but it's not
It's
separated
literally,
by...
I raised an eyebrow. Bears, she gasped.
Yes.
It's her,
Makes
it's
more
her-
sense. That
It's
makes
her
more
saying
sense in the
bears.
writing of the scene. You're just assuming that because of the she gasp comes immediately after the word bears, that she said that.
Well, she did say that, though. It's
No,
like,
it doesn't say that she said that. It merely says that she gasped.
like she gasped the question out. It's
No,
like,
just that she gasped. It's not. It's. You're merely reading into this that she said that, but that doesn't make any sense.
well, this story doesn't make sense.
But
What's your
if we
fucking
have this
point?
in a way that makes any sense, he would have said it. And then she gasped in response.
Yeah, but it's
Bears?
not separated, so unless it's a typo,
All
Which
that this
you've been
means is that she
very-
forgot to capitalize an S. Don't you fucking start this with me, Tom.
Okay, maybe you should
Because
be
the only
wrong.
way for this to make sense is for him to have said it, and you trying to tell me that I'm wrong in a way that has anything to do with basic screenwriting is a bad idea, Tom.
Okay, so don't believe me. That's fine. You can be wrong. And
Yeah,
be
that's
oblivious.
because you're wrong.
Okay, cool. Whatever gets you to sleep at night, man.
Because, okay, let me read out the seed for you. Why did you go to that Goats Rock place last weekend? To hunt? Last weekend to hunt. Charlie said that wasn't a good place to hike because of bears. Raised an eyebrow. Bears? And then he smiles. That is the only way in which this scene makes sense.
And then he said "ooh," right?
That would make more sense than what Tom's implying.
It doesn't make sense, but that's how it's written.
That's not what it is. Oh my fucking god. It's
If you
merely
wanna-
that things were placed poorly, but if you read this, the only way for this to work in any way that has any flow or structure is for him to have said bears.
Dude, if you want to keep button heads, that's fine, but I'm not going to back
You're
down
the
from
one
how
who's
I think.
trying to make this worse than it is.
I'm not trying to make it worse than
Yes,
it is.
you are, because you are trying to force things in a way that doesn't have any flow. You're literally trying to brute force the scene into not making sense.
I'm not trying to brute force the scene
Yes,
into
you
making
are.
sense. I'm
Because you're
reading
trying
it
to-
how
you're-
I read it. And
Which
I
is
read it
wrong.
as- I read it as she gasping the question at him. So, like...
Which is wrong.
Bears.
Do you just... Do you want to just...
Because that doesn't make any sense narratively or structurally.
So either I'm wrong or you're wrong. Does it really matter? Let's just move on with the fucking story, man. Come on.
Hey,
Whose line is it?
it's Zane's.
I smiled wryly, watching that sink in. Would this make her take me seriously? Would anything?
She pulled her expression together. You know, bears are not in season, she said severely, narrowing her eyes.
If you read carefully, the laws only cover...
We heard half of that because of the fact that you cut out.
Ah, okay, let me read that again. If you read carefully, the laws only cover weapons.
You did that on purpose this time.
Did what on purpose?
Cut out.
No, I didn't. What? Okay. If you read carefully, the laws only cover hunting. Did I come through that time?
The entire word weapons was gone.
What the fuck?
I'm
man?
heavy weapons guy.
Just read your fucking
This
mouth,
is my
Zane.
weapon.
She lost control over her face again for a moment. Her lips fell open.
Bears, she said, a tentative question this time. Okay, never mind. This is just weirdly written.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I decided to make this make sense in some way.
Who fucking cares? Why are y'all arguing over this trivial matter about who's interpreting a fucking Twilight story?
Because it doesn't make sense for the whole thing. Why did you go to that Goats Rock place last weekend to hunt? Charlie said it wasn't a good place to hike because of bears. Bears?
Who fucking cares, though? Out of all the
As someone
things,
who cares very much about how scenes are structured.
but like this hasn't even been released, so there's like no reason to be mad at it. Whatever.
But that means that in the original book, that's also how that scene went, which is really fucking stupid.
If I was actually more interested, I would go find that scene and try to read it.
Because that wouldn't be a situation in which you ask it. The second time, that makes sense for her to have said that as a question. Just bears. Like, finding it ridiculous. But gasping it. Not even like tentative question. That doesn't fucking make sense in that situation either. Bears?
Who cares?
the Bears are playing.
Because an important thing when it comes to writing is making sure that what you're writing makes sense. Like, for it to have been said.
Do you really think Stephenie
It's
Meyer
why
made
reading
this with the
back
point
your
of being
lines
a good
out-
writer?
It's why reading your lines out loud is important.
Do you really think Stephenie Meyer's made this from the bottom of her heart and not for cash, though?
I'm pretty sure she made it from the bottom of her heart. Or at least the original. This
Yeah,
was
but
just a fluff piece.
Exactly. That's all this is.
But at the
Pointless,
same
trivial
time,
fluff.
this is literally the same scene written from a different perspective. Therefore, Bella would have said the things the same way. Meaning that from the very beginning, Stephenie Meyer hasn't been following rule 1, which is read what you write down out loud. Your line, Tom.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd finished your line or not. Grizzly is Emmett's favorite.
Zane.
Hi. I hate to break it to you, but now you've got me interested.
What?
Did you look up Twilight on the internet, Zane?
Yes. I'm trying to find a PDF of Twilight.
I don't think you're going to do. I don't think you're going to do that successfully without having to pay money.
Yeah.
It depends, really.
Okay, I don't think you're going to be doing that in a way in which that you should be doing while we're on air, without having to pay money.
He means illegally.
Granted, like regardless of how bad something is, you should probably support the writers anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, supporting the writers is a very important thing.
So I guess I don't know. Maybe find a PDF on Amazon. Get it as an ebook.
Why did you go to that Gold Rocks place last weekend? To hunt? Charlie said it wasn't a good place to hike because of bears. He stared at me as if I was missing something very obvious. Bears? I gasped.
Oh my god!
You know bears are not in season, I added sternly to hide my shock. So yes, she did gasp. Bears?
It shouldn't have been a question, though. For that to make sense, it would have been like...
It also has a question mark. She did
like,
put
it
it as a question.
Yeah, like, it should have been a realization, like, a very... Like, that should have been like, oh, bears! Not bears?
Never mind, she's keeping up the continuity. Good job, Stephenie Myers.
All right, Zane.
The fact
Is
that
it
like
my
this
line?
realization was put in the form of a question pisses me off.
Which one is my line?
Yep, I
The one
watched.
at the very end of the
watched
page.
bottom of
I
244.
I watched her eyes, seeing this settle in.
Oh,
You realize you're
Lord.
destroying the ecosystem, right?
Oh, good Lord. We started on page 242.
Yeah, we probably could have made some progress if everyone hadn't have started just going off topic.
Yeah,
If I wasn't
probably.
hungover.
Yeah, if we didn't have that story about the fact that Zayd almost accidentally caused an incident at the Eskimo hut.
Speaking of not going off topic, Llytic, you want to read your line now?
Yes. I was making a joke initially about her just saying, you realize you're destroying the ecosystem doing that, right?
Mm-hmm. I heard
I
that
think
joke.
I've heard that joke before.
Yeah, I'm pretty
What if
sure
you
I've
told
said
me
it a
it?
few times. Because of the fact that they apparently prefer the taste of large predators to herbivores, like to prey animals, which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I mean, I like meat more than vegetables, so...
Yes, but I'm pretty sure you like deer more than you like dog.
I've
haven't
never
actually
tried
dog.
I've never tried dog, so I don't know, honestly.
That's a good point. Y'all want to try some dog?
Going off of most canids, it tends to be a lot more stringy. Predator meat in general, for the most part, is not as good as prey animal meat.
Would make sense.
Because of the fact that it tends to have a lower fat content, among other things.
And you get less energy from it due to, you know, how all of that
Yeah.
bullshit works.
Yeah, so typically, you're going to want to go after prey animals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why the vampires in Supernatural that decide they don't want to drink human blood go after cows.
Mm-hmm.
Fatty cows.
It still tastes terrible to them because of the fact that they're engineered to drink human blood.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. But, like, you're supposed... Like, typically a predator goes after prey animals. It needs to be pretty high on the food chain for it to start going after other predators, and even then, it's typically going to have most of its diet be taken up with prey animals.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. She murmured. She took a bite of the pizza, looking down. She chewed thoughtfully and then took a drink.
So, she said, finally looking up, what's your favorite?
People! I mean,
Virgins!
I supposed I should have expected something like that, but I hadn't. Bella was always interesting at the very least. Wow, what a basic question. So interesting.
What a basic question for a basic bitch. Like,
Much question. Very basic.
I bet she just goes to Starbucks every day. You know, not
Like a
totally
white
like that's
girl.
something I do. Mountain lion.
People, I mean lions.
I guess no one caught that I said Lyman.
I heard it. I just wasn't going to acknowledge it. You seemed a little
Ah.
upset.
God.
Did you just hurt yourself, dude? Have
Yes.
you fallen and you can't get up?
No, I accidentally headbutted my dice box.
Oh,
My
I
dice.
said above your head.
It's not.
he was
I
head
went
testing.
I went to catch my head in my hands, and I missed.
Wow, guess I'm not the only one who's really tired tonight.
No,
Guess I'm not the only one who's drunk.
Here's the thing. Dyslexia can easily affect your hand-eye coordination.
Ah, so you're clumsy.
It's the same reason why my throwing isn't worth a shit.
Lol, same.
So it's literally just a whole thing of, like, I have little to no kinesthetic sense. So it's like, I only ever catch things by pure coincidence. And if I close my eyes, it gets worse.
So you're saying I should battle you with a sword and I might win, or if I was in a gunfight, you'd probably miss.
I was going to say, if you want to fight me, you should probably do it long range instead of anything that I could actually hit you with.
And close the gap with a shovel, because that thing packs a punch.
Oh, yeah. Mountain lion.
Arguably, I
answered-
don't think I should be fighting the space power boy.
At
You
least
probably
not.
shouldn't have been fighting me beforehand anyway, because of the fact that I come from a planet full of nothing but death.
Well, at least not until you go god tier anyway.
We literally use dead babies to make paint.
Yeah,
That
but
sounds
you
like
make
a
the paint.
personal
I don't
problem.
think you.
There are no adults on the planet anymore. There weren't any.
So wait. Actually, wait. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Never mind. I
A
don't
lot
wanna
of that
spoil
stuff is
anything.
done by robots, though.
Ah, she said in a neutral tone.
I never
robot.
finished my line.
Ah,
Oh, you didn't?
robots.
Okay,
That's
I got
my favorite
interrupted
taste.
by him asking how to fight me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll shut up then.
Mountain lion, I answered brusquely. Or brusquely.
Is it
Brusquely.
brusquely? I think it's brusquely.
Ah, Brewski.
Why do
Hey, I
find
want to
it?
go get a few brewskis there, bud.
Ah, she said in a neutral tone. Her heartbeat continued steady and even, as if we were discussing a favorite restaurant. I mean, as long as you're not eating people, Edward, you're not really scary.
My favorite restaurant is Cougars. Like,
Ah, a man of culture.
it's like Hooters, but it's all middle-aged women. And older.
Is it my line?
Yep.
Fine then. If she wanted to act like this was nothing unusual.
Weirdly enough, the thing I've seen like a few times is that people tend to prefer being called a MILF to a cougar because of the fact that cougar has a predatory connotation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I'm not a sex predator. Call me a MILF.
Because
You've had some
Cougar implies she's
interesting
going after you, but
conversations,
MILF
haven't
implies you want to fuck her. That's the thing.
Well, in both cases, typically, like, it is the whole thing of, like, this weird thing with relationships of there's a lot of weird predator metaphors that get mixed in that really shouldn't in any healthy dynamic.
Yeah, predators are aliens.
Point is, if you're comparing a person's sexual activity to the behavior of something killing and eating something, it typically isn't a good comparison. It typically isn't a healthy comparison to make.
Yeah, you're right.
And so cougar is kind of like along those same veins as like whenever someone says, oh, you
Like
gotta
with-
wait till she's away from her friends. That way she's more vulnerable.
That's just
Gee.
all sorts of uncomfortable. Also, I laughed at that predator joke way longer than I should. I muted my mic for a few seconds there so I wouldn't get into the recording.
Is that why you went silent? Why
Yes,
would
I
you
was
mute laughing?
because I'm annoying.
Yes, but that's your whole thing.
Don't worry, Tom. I don't think you're annoying.
Thank you, Zane.
Yeah, but that's just because you want to fuck him.
Uh,
Go
Yeah,
with that part.
that.
I already have somebody I want to hate fuck. I don't need someone I need to actually fuck right now, too.
You don't want like positive fucking in your life right now. Wait,
Oh, no. I really don't.
I believe it's your line. Starts with
I-
fine
where-
then.
I think he just read it though.
Yeah, I already read that one.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to be careful not to impact the environment with injudicious hunting. I'm pretty sure if you specifically go after stuff like mountain lions and bears, you're already impacting.
No one said they were smart.
I told her, my voice detached and clinical. We try to focus on areas with an overpopulation of predators. That isn't really common if they're natural predators.
Yeah.
You
what
aren't
you
going to
should
find-
focus on is invasive species.
You
like
aren't really
fire
going
ants,
to...
the little bastards.
Yes, vampires only eating ants would be amazing.
But yeah, basically, you aren't going to find an area overpopulated with bears, mountain lions, or wolves.
As far as you know, the Bears could have maxed out their freaking bluff stat, and we just don't know that we're being overrun by them.
Well, bears
Bears
kind of
are
have that
pretty-
whole... Bears have had that whole issue of being killed a lot and environmental destruction and all that shit. Not to mention the fact that their hibernation, because of like how climate change has been going, the whole issue of them not being able to get enough food before they go into hibernation.
That's why we feed bears chips. Please.
That's why some of them end up dying because they eat 10 pounds of chocolate.
Oh no.
That was
there's
a
some
thing.
bears in Russia getting high off like gas fumes from like
That too. Ranging as far away as we need. There's always plenty of deer and elk here, and they'll do, but where's the fun in that? Well, for one, they're faster. So,
And for two, if I've been elk hunting before, actually stalking it. That's actually a lot of fun. It's very tiring, sometimes not very rewarding, but it's a lot of fun.
my point is, the predators can't hurt you. So, how exactly is it the difference of fun? Is it just the fact that it's trying? Because that's fucked up. You might want to see a therapist.
And they'd probably eat
Did
their
daddy not hug you enough as a child? Do you have issues with your mother? Clearly you do, since you decided to enter this family roleplay thing with two strangers.
She listened with a politely interested expression, as if I were a teacher giving a lecture. I had to smile. Did you, though? Did you really?
Where indeed, she murmured calmly, taking another bite of pizza.
So
Yes,
clearly
Bob.
these people have never been rammed by a deer.
Yeah.
That's why you don't corner them, kids.
I've had a rabbit almost try to kick my ass when we cornered it as a kid.
Rabbits
We
can
weren't-
be mean.
Oh yeah.
This dude jumped so high he was trying to kick us in the face like that. You don't.
Yeah, that they can blind you. They've got claws that actually work pretty well as natural weapons in a pinch.
And don't even get me started on what happens if you ever actually get a hold of one, because apparently that's the one time in their life they decide to make noise. And it is terrifying.
It's the child yeah or whatever. It's really
It sounds like someone being murdered.
yeah.
So
because
does a
they think they're
fox
gonna be
howl.
murdered.
So does a fox howl.
Mm-hmm.
Fox howls are straight up just screams.
I've seen some videos of foxes just like screaming. It's really hilarious. Like they're not screaming like in terror or anything. They're just having fun and they're just barking like super loudly. And some of them just get overzealous and scream. And it's
Well,
it's
yeah,
the
but like a
funniest
fox's
thing.
howl straight up sounds like the scream you'd hear in a slasher movie.
which honestly aren't very realistic, but
Oh no,
What gives you
the
a scare?
slasher movies aren't realistic.
Yeah, I'm tired. Let's finish this page. Is it
James line.
Oh, okay.
Which
You
Wait.
one?
said where indeed.
Shoot.
No, wait.
No,
No,
that's-
you said that you had to smile. Okay.
and
My
Zane
line.
just read. Okay.
Early spring is Emmett's favorite bear season, he said, continuing with the lecture. They've just come out of hibernation, so they're more irritable. Also, due to the fact that they haven't eaten in literal months, they're way weaker than usual.
Yeah.
70 years later, and he still hadn't gotten over in that first match. I mean, what?
What?
I'm guessing he lost a... Oh, that's right. The way he was found is that he was mauled by a bear and then turned.
Oh, so he's a ranger. Got it.
Yes, he's racist against bears. That's how he worked.
Nothing more fun than an irritated grizzly bear, Bella agreed, nodding solemnly. Shut the fuck up, Bella. You don't
You
know
know, if
shit.
she had a trace of personality and there was sarcasm in that comment, that would actually be pretty good.
But alas, she has none of that.
Let's see if I can find that painting, because it is one of the funniest paintings I've ever seen. Okay, I have found part of it. Oh god, it's one of the predators from the Predator series that apparently got on the wrong side of a bear. All I could find is one that has the face shots for... Oh, wait, no. Okay, I found it.
Yeah, man, bears will fucking kill you.
Well, okay. Let me put the picture in chat. Because,
Okay.
dear God, I found this a while back in an art book, and it has always been one of the funniest pictures to me.
Okay.
Whenever this loads.
Do.
Okay, that one's going to my hard drive. That's great.
That predator's eyes just scream, mistake!
Mistakes have been made. the bear looks
looming over.
pissed.
He looks terrified!
I'm thinking the bear's like a mama bear and the predator got too close to her cubs and she's just like,
And now
all right,
the entire
fucking
forest
fine."
is on fire.
Oh no, everything is on fire.
I'm imagining he's trying to set off that bomb or whatever, but the bear like rips his arm off and he's not able to.
It looks like he's missing an eye.
I mean, that's also a possibility.
Because there's
Bears-
blood streaming from his face. That green stuff, because predator
Yep.
blood is green.
Yep, the bear is. That's good. I love that.
Let's see. Who said that nothing more fun than a grizzly bear?
Me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Couldn't hold back a chuckle as I shook my head at her illogical calm. Again, once you get past the whole thing of, oh hey, vampires exist,
Everything's
idea
pretty
that
chill.
bears, is it going to really freak anyone out? It had to be put on. Tell me what you're really thinking, please.
I'm trying to picture it, but I can't. She said, the crease appearing between her eyes. How do you hunt a bear without weapons?
How to you? I'm
How
guessing-
to you? And
I
how
should-
to
I
you?
can just picture be like, oh, let me show you real quick, and he just like barrels into the wall real quick, just like
Just
That's how.
smashes through like freaking Juggernaut.
I'm the juggernaut,
juggernaut.
bitch. That was the first ever case of a meme being put into a film.
Really?
For that line was being used as one of those like fan abridged dub type things for an episode of X-Men. The cartoon. In which they
funny.
just had the Juggernaut go, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
That's good.
Very.
I believe it's Zane's line.
Really?
Yes.
70 years late, nothing more.
Oh, we.
Oh, we have weapons, I told her, and then flashed her a wide smile. I expected her to recoil, but she was very still watching me, just not the kind they consider when writing hunting laws. If you ever seen a bear attack on television, you should be able to visualize Emmett hunting.
I'd like to point out.
He outbears the bear.
I would like to point out the fact that in universe, vampires are not shown to have fangs. It's just normal human teeth, but somehow harder than diamond.
Yeah. So Edward, smiling is not going to do anything except make you look like a doof.
Honestly, god damn it! Now all I can think about now is the Tigrex Valhazic turf war. Bites a hold of the bear's neck. The bear just swings around in a circle. So he's just tethered to the bear by his face.
Help! Help!
Oh god, that turf war. I just always remember that thing because it is hilarious to visualize like different fights having that last part. She glanced towards the table where the others sat and shuddered.
All right. Do we want to end that there, or do we want to finish the chapter? Because that's only this page and like one more paragraph.
Let's finish the chapter.
Okay.
One more page in the paragraph? Alright.
Finally. And then I laughed at myself because part of me was wishing she would stay oblivious.
Nope. Fuck you.
Zane?
Her dark eyes were wide and deep as she stared at me now. Are you like a bear too? She asked in an almost whisper. No, Edward's not cool enough to be like a bear.
More like the lion.
You know, I'm not going to finish that. I don't know where I was going with it.
Or so they tell me.
So you just sit around and try to fuck things? Without really doing any of the work?
I sit around and have other people do hunting for me. I told her, striving to sound detached again. Perhaps our preferences are indicative.
Her lips pulled up a tiny bit at the corners. Perhaps, she repeated, and then her head leaned to the side, and curiosity was suddenly clear in her eyes. Is that something I might get to see?
Yes, I'll bring you out to the woods next to a mountain lion.
Bet.
See, that would be a bad idea.
Shit.
I
didn't need pictures from Alice to illustrate this horror. My imagination was quite enough. Doo-doo-doo.
Absolutely not, I snarled at her. Again, all the times that she ends up scared of you are because of the fact that you're acting in a toxic manner, not because of the fact that you're a fucking vampire.
She jerked away from me, her eyes bewildered and frightened.
Like I said.
I leaned back, too, wanting to put space between us. She was never going to see, was she? She wouldn't do one thing to help me keep her alive.
Too scary for me? She asked, her voice even. Her heart, however, was still moving in double time.
Doo-doo-doo.
God damn it!
What?
If that were it, I would take you out tonight, I retorted through my teeth. You need a healthy dose of fear. Nothing could be more beneficial for you. You see, I know better for you because you're just a woman, and I know
better for you. I know what's better for you than you do because I have dick. Your ovaries will slide out if you go on train.
Yeah, don't remind me of that.
Don't remind you of, like, how bad sexism used to be?
Yes.
And fact that that's an environment that Edward grew up in, therefore meaning that he would probably be a terrible boyfriend.
Yep.
I will remind you, though, Zane, that it is your...
Then why? She demanded undeterred.
Demammoth! I glared at her blankly, waiting for her to be afraid. I was afraid. I could imagine only too clearly having Bella near when I hunted. Again, I think the bigger issue is you dragging her out to the middle of the woods next to a mountain lion.
Yeah,
more than watching you kill it.
Her eyes remained curious, impatient, nothing more. She waited for her answer, not giving in.
I'd be a lot more concerned if my boyfriend dragged me out into the middle of the woods and set me next to a mountain lion.
But our hour was up.
Later, I snapped and rose to my feet. We're going to be late.
She looked around herself, disoriented, like she'd forgotten we were at lunch. Like she'd forgotten we were even at school. Oh, they got an hour lunch, lucky. Surprised that we were not alone in some private place. I understood that feeling exactly. It was hard to remember the rest of the world when I was with...
I mean, hell, with university, I typically only get 45 minutes. And that's not counting the time it takes to walk to class.
She got up quickly, bobbing once, and then threw her bag over her shoulder.
Later, then, she said, and I could see the determination in the corner, in the set of her mouth. She would hold me to that.
Later, loser, she said, flipping me off.
Bye, bitch.
That would actually make her kind of an interesting character. Unfortunately, she's not.
Bye, everyone.
Because she
See y'all
has
next
no
time.
spine.
Wait, which the... Oh, yep. Ooh. How does she walk?